Hey guys, what's going on? I wanted to watch something from 1FC. We got a heavyweight mixed martial arts fight. We got a Canadian here. They put Indian on him because I guess his background is Indian. Well, not really, I guess. I can assume just by looking at him that this guy's Indian. But Arjan Bhullar, I think that's how you pronounce his name. But he's out of Canada. Representing India because I guess it sells better in 1FC, and he's probably just proud of being Indian. Enough about him. And then we got Amir Aliakbari. But yeah, it's heavyweight MMA from 1FC, and I can honestly say that the MMA from 1FC is just not as good as their striking. We can be honest about that. It's still good fights. Hey, you know what? We're not going to take that away from it. It's still good fights, good martial arts, but it's just not as good as their Muay Thai. This is John Cho. He likes hanging out. So you might hear him skittering around. But anyways, we're back after a little bit. Let's watch this fight, see what goes on. He's got his hand in my mug now. So you guys can all take a look at that. He can keep that. Anyways, let's watch some MMA. It's not about Jancho, it's about the fights. Aliakbari. I know Arjan, he won the championship not too long ago. Did he lose it? Or maybe he was working up to it? I remember them talking about something championship with him. Yeah, I've seen good clips, stuff like this. Him landing some pretty great shots. This is always the first time that I've watched this fight. I don't like watching the fights before I watch them with you guys, and then we'll talk about them as we go. I go teach a boxing class in like 20 minutes, but we can fit a fight in between that. Figured we'd try to highlight some of our Canadian talent. Alright, Aliakbari looks strong, some good boxing, clearly wrestling the shit out of this guy. A little bit of MMA, ground and pound, full crucifix elbows to the noggin. There he is. That's the move for him. Full crucifix and smash. There you go. Powerful looking Arabic headband there. Would that be Arabic? I'm guessing. Alright. Kushti. Does anybody know what kushti is? I swear that's the first time I've ever heard of this martial art. I'm going to get flamed in the comments, but I've never heard of kushti before. We got a Persian wrestler here. I don't know, that raised eyebrow? That tells me he's going to kick the shit out of him. Iran! Alright, let's skip ahead. Yeah, most of the Canadians, Indian Canadians, are Sikh. So he is a Sikh man representing India. Let's skip ahead though. Funny thing about the Sikhs or Punjab in general, they do have a pretty renowned wrestling culture. If you ever watched any of that Indian mud wrestling, it's a lot of the northern Indians that participate in that stuff. And we had one Indian guy in our wrestling club here, Central Toronto Wrestling, and he would just beat the shit out of me. Just collar tie, collar tie, collar tie. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? And my head would be in my crotch for half the round because you'd just be weighing on your neck the entire time. And I don't got the wrestling chops to keep up with them. Whatever they're doing in India worked well against me. There we go. Harmanjeet Singh. Shout out. Anyways, on to the fight. Should we skip ahead? Why not? We're here. This is what we're here for. Okay, Arjan. Let's see his record. AKA, down in America. Canadian, training in America, representing India. 11-2. Let's do it. Arjan. Yep. Having the middle name or nickname Singh could be maybe the most Sikh thing you could ever do in fighting. I don't know. I'm around a lot of Sikhs. There's a ton of them here in Canada, especially in Toronto. Okay, let's see what Arjan can get done. I don't know, that Iranian, he's built athletically for a heavyweight. He looks strong. He's got a big wide back on him. Arjan's got a bit of a gut, but you can't count out a guy with a gut. That's energy waiting to be used. Arjan using a lot of feints, all right, a little bit of head movement, sort of some pressure. Aliakbari, kind of backing up. A little bit of feinting too. All right, both guys sort of testing the waters to see what's going to be happening next. So far, pretty standard MMA proceedings that we're watching. Okay, a lot of footwork, creating a bit of space. Both guys just trying to see who's going to be the first one to throw a punch here. Who's going to be the first one to throw a punch? It's been about a minute, and nobody's really attempted anything. I think at the very least, Arjan could be landing low kicks on Aliakbari. Like his stance, maybe he's afraid of the wrestling, but the way he's standing, he's so tall and really almost straight-legged. He looks primed for the kicking, if you ask me. A little bit of pressure, double jab overhand, misses. Yeah, I'm wondering what the game plan for Arjan is here. He does maybe looking to make it a striking match. He's pressuring forward, trying to close the distance. Some kind of wild overhands there. Aliakbari attacks the body. Again, this isn't uncommon for heavyweights. They both know they got power. They're waiting to land that perfect shot. Little counter check hook from Aliakbari. Arjan's trying to pressure a bit. Gets counter with a little left hook there from Aliakbari. Every time Ali looks to close the distance, Arjan's just immediately trying to create as much space as he possibly can. He keeps doing that, what's it called? Rhythm step. I can't remember the guy on Instagram who's always talking about that. But it's like when you shuffle backwards in the same way, the L-step footwork. Right? He keeps doing an L. Oh, he just got clipped with an uppercut. But he keeps L-stepping, which isn't good habit for footwork because it sort of puts you into the same position every single time. And it's a very easy read for a striker to follow and counter you mid-footwork. We're going to watch him do it again. I'm going to call it as soon as he does it, but try to pay attention a little bit to Arjan's footwork. There he goes. He just did it again. Right? It doesn't set you up well for striking. It's very easy to track and follow. He did it again right there. It basically just puts you back into the exact same spot. Did it again, did it again, did it a third time. You can see he steps his lead foot back, and in that moment, he hasn't really moved at all. Right? All he's done is shown exactly where he's going to go. He steps that lead foot back, his rear foot steps out to the side. If Aliakbari can step in and hit him with a bit of a lead hook, then... Oh shit, he just threatened a card. Because Arjan's not engaging. He's running. It's the first round, I can appreciate a little bit of, kind of taking a little bit slower. A lot of guys tend to be slow starters, especially in big fights like this. They're in Qatar right now, so, there's a lot of money on the line. Qatar's got money. Oh my God. Just watching him do that footwork makes me cringe, though, because it seems like really common mistakes for a fighter at a much lower level to make. There he goes, running again, kind of just throwing his hands up. Yeah, he's not really attempting to counter. He's throwing a couple. There's a nice little jab overhand. So he's still attempting some strikes. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. He's trying to feel out the fight. And it's not like Aliakbari is really doing that much more. He's he seems pretty hesitant as well. So I'm not really going to fault Arjan for the way that he's fighting right now. I will fault him for that poor footwork that now it's just like stuck in my mind. I'm like, oh my God, he's doing it so much. Just stepping that lead foot back and shuffling out to the side over and over and over and over. Like, how many times can you do that before, as an opponent, you know that if you pressure him, he's going to do that piece of footwork. You should be able to read and react and counter him through it. I don't know. Maybe I'm too fixated on it. You guys let me know in the comments. Is that shit footwork or is that cool? I think it's shit. There you go. Okay, Arjan, looking bald, but strong. Strong. Doesn't look that confident in the corner. Aliakbari seems zoned in. He hasn't attempted any wrestling whatsoever. And that's another thing, too. Like, if you know that guy is doing that footwork, he's not going to be able to defend a takedown mid shuffle or L-step. As soon as he does that L-step, if you were to pressure and move in, it'd be very difficult for Arjan to sprawl or do much at all defensively in terms of wrestling. There we go. Okay, listen, guys, I didn't want to have to bring it up, but it's my birthday. So if you haven't already been, let me know happy birthday. You can if you want. I won't hold it against you. Or even for my birthday, like the video and subscribe. Check out some of our other stuff. That's my birthday wish. Okay, back to the fight. Arjan kind of moving in with the jab. Looks like Aliakbari's doing the same. But again, Arjan just evading, trying to keep as much space as he can, and making no attempt to counter. I think that's the problem, is that he sort of just runs off after a combination from Aliakbari and makes no attempt to counter whatsoever. So even Herb Dean hates that footwork. He keep taking back steps. So what the hell's up with that? But I think he's just giving him the yellow card for the constant L steps, which is the thing I'm bitching about. So I'm curious what the game plan was for him. Like, was it to constantly move? You know, use a ton of footwork. It must have been, or he felt a punch and maybe got a little bit more hesitant. Thought, fuck, I don't want to get hit with this guy. Like, that guy looks like he cracks. There, clipped him again. Aliakbari could easily keep him against the fence here with a little bit of sort of tricky footwork, cutting off, using a bit of angles. He's constantly walking forward right now. He's not trying to disengage from the fight at all. Arjan's just so afraid to throw a punch. He just won't do it. He's just running backwards right now. He's getting hit and he's like, fuck that. Persian power. There we go. Oh my God. Okay, Arjan, it's time to fight, buddy. You already got your warning. It's time to fight. You gotta try. I get you're nervous, but shit. It's time to go for it a bit. Okay, a little jab. Not feeling this for him right now. Oh my God, he got clipped again. Running. Has Arjan really landed a punch this round? Maybe one jab? This is not looking good for him. He seems to have lost all confidence in this fight, if you ask me. Like throwing his hands at stuff. Right? Aliakbari just threw a jab, and Arjan used both hands to do this. Like, tell me a guy isn't scared when he's doing that. I won't believe you. Oh, we heard him. Come on. Enough of the bullshit, Arjan. Time to fight. Oh, good counters there. Just as Arjan's trying to close the distance, Aliakbari hits him with that overhand, little inside uppercut, kind of knocks him back, and then keeps following up with a couple extra power shots. Usually by this point in the fight, if a fighter is completely conceded... Uh-oh. Oh, wow. Uh-oh. That's 2. Shit. He got another yellow card. He looks scared to me. This is my fellow Canadian who does not represent our country, at least at all, on the main stage. Which, hey, to each his own. I don't really give a fuck. Do whatever you want. But that's my fellow Canadian. Okay, there we go. Arjan's walking forward. Put a little bit of pressure on him. Okay, and then immediately on the back foot again. He's like, nah, I landed one. I'm out. L-step backwards. What do you guys think? Is he just scared? He felt the power. He thought, no way. His game plan wasn't working, and he's trying to figure out what to do next. Maybe this was the game plan the whole time. Kind of seems like from the get-go that was the plan. He called off. Yeah, that uppercut. Little right hook. I thought the lead uppercut landed as well. Oh, beautiful right uppercut. And kind of missing these shots. Like, without a doubt, Aliakbari has a ton of power. Like, beautiful slip inside overhand. Just missing. Okay, clips him with the right hand. Okay, he landed 1 out of 5 strikes there. Like, he's got a ton of power, but he's really not landing that much. His arms are kind of looping into all of these strikes. Like, he's not a striker. He's outright saying that. He is a wrestler. But he's winning the striking exchanges enough where it's like, why even try to wrestle? And he can't close the distance because his opponent is constantly running away, so... Okay, Herb Dean's getting pissed off. He doesn't want to watch this bullshit, them running around. Okay. It's going to be really hard for Arjan to change his style by this point in the fight. He's already sort of established a pattern. He's really going to have to go against his instincts and actually engage in this fight. It's like he's tricked his mind into thinking that this is the way that I have to fight. And once you start doing it, it's really, really hard to pull yourself out of that mindset. Right? You have to be so cognizant of strategy and openings and really reading your opponent and not just reacting. Oh, now you got hit in the nuts. He's having a bad fight, guys. This is kind of an embarrassing fight. If you're still watching this by this point, I don't know. I guess you're just as tough as me. Sorry, I've been fiddling with some plastic. I don't want you guys listen to that. All right. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he kind of gave him a little nut tap. It was almost like he was just encouraging him to continue with the fight. He's like, hey, come on, let's get this going. Look at that little kiss to the nuts there. Watch this. Boom. All right, just ricocheting off the back of the head. Boom! Wow. Sorry, always got to watch those ones back. All right, boom, just right over the top of the back of the head. All right, looks like Aliakbari's trying to throw a weird looping hook of his own, but he's loaded up that right hand to bop right in the groin. He should have went for a high crotch there. Tried to wrestle through it, but instead he went for the nut punch. Arjan not taking too much time. Looks like he's ready to get back in the action. I respect it. Yeah, Singh is as scared as they get in a fight. Right, he's built these patterns. He put them in his head. You know, came in with the strategy to do something like this. Now that it's really not working, you know, put that on top of him being really afraid of Aliakbari's power and doesn't want to get too close. Probably doesn't want to engage in the wrestling. Again, probably a strategy thing that he was working in camp. But now that it's all not working, it's like, can you mentally force yourself to go against all of your natural instincts and habits that you've developed through the course of this fight in camp and think, okay, what do I do now to actually win this fight? Do I really let go? Do I risk getting knocked out? Who really wants to get knocked out ever in their life? And if they think it's a real possibility and it's probably going to happen if they try, you know, good luck in trying to fight that instinct. But most fighters do. Most fighters do. I remember there was a fight in Toronto, and his opponent was just chasing him around the ring the entire time. I think it was a guy who maybe only had 2 fights in the UFC. And it got to the point where the guy put his hand on his face and started following after him doing this. It was super embarrassing. I'll run out of time here. Okay, Arjan. Let's go for it, buddy. This is not the most impressive fight that I've ever seen someone do. Little jab to the body, chipping at it. Alright. Wide overhand. Arjan still not really engaging through a jab. Literally turned his back and looked away from the punch, anticipating getting hit again. Alright, I think that's a pretty clear sign of fear if you're looking away from your opponent. I think that's something you see beginners do. He grabbed his glove. I don't know, what is there really to say about this fight? This is exactly how it started. This is how it's finishing. Like, nothing's changed. Nobody's progressed. Even Aliakbari, like, he's... Herb Deans gave Arjan 150 warnings. There's a good bit of head movement escaping away, but I don't know. I think there's only one fight in history where the guy won without even throwing a punch, just because he head movement the guy to the mat a couple times, literally knocking him off his feet. He was the Argentinian boxer El Noche? Loche? Okay, little jab. Little L step. Little L step. Aliakbari trying to hit him. He's literally running backwards at that point. Wow. Boom. Hit him with the red card. What if he just pulled out a little Canadian flag from his pocket and he's like, what do you think of this? Hey! Okay, he won via ref disqualification, ref red card. Wow, what a bizarre fight. That is embarrassing? Can we say embarrassing? I think that's a fair breakdown of it. Arjan didn't engage at all. He ran literally the entire fight. Seemed like he had a game plan at the start, which didn't develop at all. It just kind of stayed the exact same the entire time. Like, I can only comment on a guy doing an L step away from his opponent, who's really strong but doesn't really have great striking chops. He can hit fucking hard, that's for sure, and he has some counters, but oh man. Ooh, that one hurts. That one hurts. Okay, well, you know, what can we really say about it? That might have been maybe the most embarrassing fight that we've watched on this channel, other than the one with, who was it? Not Rod Tang. Bacau, in that Chinese kung fu guy who, you know, claimed he got, I don't know, hit with an illegal technique and just gave up. You can watch that fight on this channel too. It was like, oh my god. Got it labeled something as like, don't watch this fight, and it's not worth watching. And this one might get the same reception. Jesus Christ, that was so bad. Okay, yeah, you know, I kind of opened this video up by saying that the MMA in 1FC isn't as good as their striking. It's still fantastic, but if you're going to make a comparison, it's just at such a lower level than what they do with the kickboxing and the Muay Thai, which is just like, oh, beautiful. Yeah, okay, I guess we'll call it there. I gotta go teach some kickboxing. If you're still here right now, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching Ride Out MMA. This is our reaction video, whatever, commentary. It was fun, guys. We'll talk to you next time.